What brought me to do this reading is that I started noticing that my body was building up like with water. And although it's hot in Johannesburg, as soon as I took my cards out, it got hotter. And I felt like there was a tension in my neck, almost from too much thought building up, and some kind of backup in terms of how much thought there is and how much needs to be said. I don't know if I'm speaking to you or if I'm speaking about someone you're dealing with, so I'm just going to approach this directly in terms of the person who's feeling the way I'm feeling. Someone here has realized that healing is an active task, in the sense that although a lot of healing can happen in the background and a lot of shifts and changes can take place, that there's a need for a more active role. Otherwise, there are opportunities that are going to pass them by. Everything you're thinking, everything you're feeling, it's starting to build up to a point of you're now becoming a person, your own frustration. You're becoming your own frustration. And what you've been trying to do is you've been trying to analyze whether a certain person, the person you're thinking about, you've been trying to analyze whether this person has the attributes, whether these are hidden or exposed, the dynamics of their life, how they do life, all those things. You have so many questions about how they live their life. What are they doing? What kind of person are they really? You have all these questions and it's all hidden from you. And this is how my body's feeling. I feel like my body's been laboring too hard without enough information. So it sounds like one of those laptops that's overheating and looping, and now it's too hot. So as if we need a different approach. You're also realizing that in order to not miss this opportunity with this person, you're going to have to do something for yourself. And you're also realizing that this is actually not about anyone else. It's not about the other person. It's not about how things should be done, anything. It's actually for yourself, because you want to see movement in your own life, in how you're feeling about your life. You want to be an active participant in how you're directing your life and not staying stuck. One of the things I see you've been needing to overcome here is really getting honest about what it is that's going to make you happy. You have a feeling that you're very connected to inside of you, a feeling about your ideal situation. You have a very strong sense of that. So it's as if you've been looking for that, and you've been looking for it up until now. You've been looking for it using your thoughts and appearances. I don't mean to be harsh. I'm just reading the cards and trying to help you get the information that you maybe need to clarify your awareness to help you move forward. And I've realized that I transmute energy through my body. And again, anyone who's listened to me for a while now knows that when I come across a love reading, I try to run. But it's here and I feel this way, and so here we are. So you need to start connecting the fact that how things appear to you is not the main point. How you feel attracted towards something is what's most important. Like what your senses are telling you. And if those senses that you're picking up on, your curiosity, you need to take that curiosity and validate it yourself. So first, that's admitting, I am very curious about this person. Why am I so curious about this person? And then from there, ask yourself what judgments you've cast on this person, the doubts that you have. Okay, so I'm not saying that this person doesn't have this stuff. I'm just helping you process your observations and your feelings and reconcile these things. So you take that information that's coming at you, the questions. Ask yourself questions like, how would this pose a problem? How would this pose as a problem in my life? Why am I so concerned about this thing that I think might lie behind the screen? I feel like this is me connecting you to your concerns, that your concerns are more related to you and not so much to the other person. Because now you're being pulled towards this person, your whole awareness is being pulled to this person, and you've got a block because you can't advance. You're frustrated, and I'd like to say that you're actually not going to get any more you're actually not going to get any more information beyond what you have. I think I feel like that's what I need to say when I'm looking at these cards here. I see yourself moving into a space where you are going to give yourself time, but you want this person to become aware of you. You need that out the way. I can see that. I also see that you're quite afraid of, I see you've done a lot of work on yourself, but I see that you're afraid of handing over this cup of love to someone, whether that's even in the smallest expression. You're afraid that you lose your you lose your power. You feel like you're going to lose your power because that person can then just take that cup and walk away with it, with a no, sorry, not interested, or whatever. Now, what I want to say to that is that part of this healing is working through why would we feel such heavy disappointment at finding out the truth. And I also want to say that I'm also just here to give you like the worst case scenario so that you can consider it and get over it, if you know what I mean. So, because the bottom line is that it's actually more devastating to never find out what could happen. And so when you go into something like this, there are two outcomes. There are two possible outcomes. And so in that, I feel like we're working through a proper heart-mind map here. Okay. So in this, the answer, let's call it yes or no. Okay. So yes, best case scenario. Actually, it is the best case scenario, but there's going to be work to be done. And again, a reminder that you're obviously curious for a reason. There will be work to be done. There will be things to get over. There will be things to figure out, to work through, ways you're triggered, the fears that you currently have, while some of them might be comforted with a yes, new ones are going to come up. This is just how these things work. New ones are going to come up. And so it's like a step by step. You can't think of you're not going to get a full plan. And anyway, you don't want the full plan because you'll get bored. I can feel that. Okay? And then we consider if it's a no, which according to you, from what I'm seeing here, the no is like that difficult outcome that you don't want to face. I'm going to tell you now that no is going to have more information with it. It will have more information with it. It's going to actually be a rich answer. I have this other person in this energy here. They have the 9 of Wands. Okay, first cup was the 3 of Cups and the 9 of Wands and the 6 of Discs, the 6 of Pentacles. Okay, so this person, these cards say friendship, resilience, and generosity. This person has a way with people, has a way with the people that they keep around them. They're very generous with their energy. Okay, they're very free with their energy. The 9 of Wands tells me that they are like this, irrespective of the challenges that they experience in their life. This kind of person knows how to communicate. This kind of person does not like to leave other people feeling burdened. So I'm just saying that you're going to get the information you need, and consider that the reason why you need to actually advance towards this person, the curiosity, there's information they have for you. Perhaps something. And so this whole process is actually around building you. It's around building your your confidence and your resilience against your fears. Because your fears, what I'm seeing here is that your fears are actually holding you back from other areas of your life. And I feel like this is a very strict reading, and I don't mean for it to be like that. It's just like that, and I can feel that this is information that you have asked for. Your advice here, I have the 5 of Cups, the Tower, and the Knight of Cups. Your advice is pretty much what we've been talking about, is to acknowledge this major realization that you've reached, that you are disappointing yourself by not moving forward. You know, when I started this reading, I laid out the cards and I asked myself, maybe I'm not going to post this. I'm in too deep now. I'm definitely going to post this, but I just mean that feeling of failure to launch. It's like just getting yourself over the line. And similar to what I'm doing here, figuring it out as you go. And just like this reading here, more has revealed itself as I've interacted with the reading and through expressing myself about what I'm seeing here. And the more, this is the thing about energy, and I feel like I need to share this with you. It takes trust to do a reading, okay? And what happens is that thoughts and feelings develop as you practice that trust and allow yourself to be moved through the conversation. Because before I laid out the cards, I couldn't feel that I was speaking to someone. And now that I'm in the middle of this reading, I feel like I have you in the room, if you understand what I mean. And so the way I entered this reading, there was nothing there. There was only this information that I was holding in my body with no clarity. I took the box of cards, I laid them out, and now I'm reading them, and I have so much more information about what this is all about. And I understand now the value of actually communicating this, and something will come of it. I hope this has been helpful, because I think that you've been in this zone for quite some time now. I think that the fact that you'll even hear this reading is a huge sign of your own growth, because I really get the sense that you've been listening to a lot of readings and getting a lot of, I don't want to call it secondhand information. I want to call it, you know, when you listen to readings and you hear stuff from a third party point of view. You know, they call them cross-watchers. We call this cross-watching. And now I've found a lot of readings give cross-watchers, you know, it's like we never really get to the bottom of the other side of the person who's cross-watching. We never really get to dealing with their issues. And when we tackle their perspective, we do it a lot of the time from a very judgmental point of view. Or maybe I'm now being judgy, you know. I don't mean to be. I just mean I appreciate that I addressed you directly here, because I really think you deserve to go for what you want and see progress in this part of you, because I think that this step is going to teach you a lot about other things that you can do that go way beyond relationships. Sending you love. If you're interested in a personal reading from me, I've left my details below in the description box.